Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, January the 11th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading, problem solving, part 2. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. We're defining a trading problem, or the trading problem is you're not making money, you're losing money. The whole point of trading is to make money. So, sometimes when you have a problem, it's easy to get tunnel vision and you keep going down the same path and you keep hoping for a different result. And we all know that's considered insanity. So what you have to do is take off the blinders, zoom out, look at the big picture. Because let's just say you had a system, and over the years or months or days, you've modified it. And the original system kind of worked, but now that you've monkeyed with it, instead of it being more profitable, it's less profitable. So sometimes you have to go back to the beginning and go back to the starting point, and which means you just eliminate all your add-ons. Because I guess, what is it, Bruce Lee, something about brilliance is when you take anything. I think it's something that like brilliance is simplicity when there's nothing more you can take away. Or maybe it wasn't Bruce Lee. I don't remember, but it was one of those quotes. I'm probably mixing quotes. But the point is, rather than adding to, it's removing from. So, for example, charts, can be super, super, super simple. You could start out with a blank chart, right? And you just add to it. Now, of course, I've got the analyzer up here, but there's no horizontal lines, there's no squigglies, there's no sub window indicators. And so how would you use this to make money? Well, I can see lots of things. I can see that price is crossing out of the previous wick zone. I can see it's exceeded the previous day's high because we're on the daily chart at the moment. But the point is, what am I going to add to this to make it profitable? But when you think about it, really think about it, there's nothing I can add to the chart that's going to make it profitable. There really isn't. Because price is going to do what price is going to do. And, here's my analysis, right? But after the fact being after I enter the trade, this stuff over here, it's not going to make me profitable. Any of these lines over here, they're not going to make me profitable. What's going to make me profitable is if the market moves in my direction and I take profit. When you think about problem solving, and I think Elon Musk is the one that always talks about first principles. You have to say, well, what has to happen for me to be profitable? Well, you have to enter the trade, and then price has to move in your direction, and then you have to take profit before the market takes it back. That's it. Enter, price moves in your direction, you take profit. Now, of course, you're not betting your life or your account or your trading career on one trade, I hope. So the other thing is that over time, over X number of trades, I have to have more money than I started with. And that's as simple as it can get. So maybe you never started from that point because it's so easy to believe that when you start putting things on the chart, having a chart like this, like some people go, well, wow, look at that chart. I mean, it's got this cool dashboard over here, and it's got these different lines. Wow, that must make a lot of money. It's like this doesn't make money. What makes money is, once again, entering a trade, having the market move in my direction, and then me taking profit before it takes it back. So right here, we got the daily open, and we just crossed below it. So as Mighty One would say, is that you want to trade away from a line. So the daily open's a good line to trade away from. Really is. You can see last hour it crossed over and then went down. Really great line to trade across. So now if it goes above 75, I might look to go long. We've got, let's see, about 58 pips. So there's some more range that could happen. But you can see here, price pushed down, and all these wicks, it's pushed up from this level, right? It's only pushed down really once here, and it pushed down a little bit there. But in this area here, mostly pushing up. So that's telling me there's buyers there. So right here, we're at that 75. That looks like a trade to be had. So, the whole point is the simplicity of trading. It's pretty much binary. But when you go back to quote unquote first principles, it really exposes, things for what they are. I mean, when I first started trading, wow, way back in the 80s, I guess it was, when I first started trading, or late 70s, buying stocks. But I guess more when I first started, I was more thinking in investing than trading. But point being is I started, with the value line charts, with the ruler, drawing support and resistance and trend lines. Once again, thinking those things were going to make money. But no, that's not how it happens. So let me know if you've ever thought about trading in the sense of first principles, or if you started your trading career and the first thing that you did was start throwing indicators on charts and either using somebody else's idea or coming up with your own to make money, but not really thinking about first principles. Because if you take the first principles, it would then point you in the direction of money management and risk management rather than putting indicators on the chart. So let me know if any of that hits home. So let's go ahead and start looking at the charts here. We look at the monthly. We're 50 pips above the monthly open, 43 off the high, 146 off the low. Weekly, 7 pips above the open. So right there around 70, 69. What was the weekly open? 69.5. There was an opportunity to go long, though you can see the daily open was at 75. And between the weekly open and the daily open, I kind of call that no man's land, especially when they're close, because price is going to have to move one way or the other, and you don't want to get caught on the wrong side because it could freight train you. That's true at any point in time, but that weekly open's pretty strong. So right now we're 6 pips above it, and let's just see what happens, because price has already crossed below both opens, the weekly and the daily here. It's already done it at least once. And for the year and the month, we're up 48 pips once again. We are above the weekly inside bar from 8 weeks ago and the daily inside bar from 12 days ago. And there's some inside bar action here to be had on the other pairs. And you can see what price is doing right here at the open. There's a fight going on. And interesting, today, no pairs over 100 in range at the moment. One thing to remember, Fed chair speaks in about 5 hours. So maybe that's why the range is muted. It's funny, I'm working on an indicator that shows the ranges by month, and you can put up, 10, 20 years worth of data, and it's pretty interesting to see how the ranges have been muted over the past few years. Maybe I'll have to show that indicator tomorrow. So here's the daily open, here's the weekly open. So you can see price has been rejected out of the 60s a couple of times. We've already pushed above the daily this hour and got pushed right back below. So when I see this, it's definitely indecision. And so when you see price between the daily open and weekly open this tight, you look for the breakout. Because, price isn't going to stay within these two lines. But, if the daily open was way up here or way down here, then, that trade is kind of off the table. Price has to range. And here we go. So I would look for price probably to come down maybe this area and hold. If not, then it's going to come all the way down here, which I got a sneaking suspicion it might come down here, except for you can see here that they took out that area of imbalance right there. And I think I saw that yesterday. It's like, hey, price is probably going to shoot up. They've already cleared the books here. So we're crossing the weekly open right now. So if you were trading the Walmart line, you would have gone short at the 70. So green rats are preparing for a feast. Red rats already enjoyed their feast, and it was the weekly upper rat zone and monthly upper rat zone. We are right near the pivot at 35.70. So once again, near that pivot, and this is saying the bias is long. Daily open above pivot point, inside value, breakout. Interesting. Okay, monthly pivot still hasn't been hit. Weekly we took out, and the daily we've taken out. In and out of that upper wick zone. The higher low paid off. So, fellow traders, Just think about those first principles of trading, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.